Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, we're live, and I think we should just start here. Okay, hello everyone. Good afternoon. You're welcome to this session. My name is Franklin, and right here with me is a wonderful person. He's someone who is going to be sharing with us lots of experiences when it comes to tech. Now, you know how we do it. If this is your first time joining us, feel free to ask your questions at any point. You can drop your questions on the chat box and we'll try as much as possible to attend to your questions. Yeah. So right here with me is Mr. Godswill. Mr. Godswill is someone who started as a Django full stack developer, but along the line he had to transition into doing something different like JavaScript and all of that. So he's going to be sharing with us his experience when it comes to tech. Now stay tuned and yeah, Mr. Godswill, you're welcome to this session. I'm happy to
Thank you.
bring you on board.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, Mr. Godswill, can you just introduce yourself, let our audience get to know you? And
Okay, my name is Godswill Omonkhodion, right? And I'm from Edo State, Nigeria, and I'm I'm a big alumni. I'm into tech. I'm into tech, so yeah.
yeah, that's nice. And so talking about tech, how did it all start for you? How did it all did you always know that you at some point in your life get into tech? Tell us about it.
Oh yes, yes. I knew that. I mean, I studied in Ambrose University. If you know where the school is, and it's in the Edo State, one small village, Epoma in Edo State, right? That's where I studied. So I did mechanical engineering my first course, but I had interest in any course we did during my BSc, anything that had to do with computer programming and all of that. So I had a lot of interest in it. So I knew that man, I think I prefer this thing to any other thing that I'm actually doing. So immediately I was done with my studies, I went to enroll for a web development class in Benin. Right, so that was my first introduction to anything in tech. Although then during study, I had some friends who were in Lagos. I had a guy then who was doing JavaScript, and we were just doing together online, communicating via WhatsApp. But I wasn't really sure what I was doing, what I could do with JavaScript, right? But we just kept doing like that. We started with this WTV schools. Yeah, that's where we started from with my phone. I didn't have laptop then with my phone, going through the lessons and then trying all the exercises. So that's how it all started. So, but then after school, I just felt like, man, let me just go into this. Right, so I did. I registered for my first lesson was in Benin with one guy, but then since I didn't have a lot of knowledge in it, then what the guy taught me was not what I was looking for. The guy taught me WordPress, and that wasn't what I was actually looking for, right? So after that one, I went for my NYC, and after I was done with NYC, I just went straight to Lagos and registered for another class in Lagos in Ikeja. So that's how the journey started for me.
Quite interesting. Okay, so you went from one person with a friend to another person, and okay, you went to someone and he taught you WordPress, which at the time
Yeah,
you went that was not what you wanted.
it's not
So
what I
you had
wanted.
to. So you've said quite interesting stuff right there. Like when you said you didn't have laptop at the time,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you started learning with your phone. Now
yeah,
we'll come to that aspect of it because that's like a challenge, and most persons they are limited to something like that. You know, I hear some persons say they don't have laptops, they can't do anything with their mobile device and all of that. We'll get to that. So how long have you been in tech? How long?
Um, Officially started in 2019. That was when I came to Lagos, right? 2019, and but then I have professionally 2 years working experience because for the last 2 years now I've been studying, like I told you earlier. So I've been studying for like the last year. I just finished my MS studies now. So if I'm to count it, if I'm to qualify it in terms of professional experience, I'll say 2 years plus.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. That's nice. Um, you studied you said you studied computer engineering or computer science. Yeah.
In my
Now,
BSc
yeah,
or in
yeah,
my MSc.
yeah.
No, BSc was mechanical engineering.
Wow, mechanical
Yeah,
engineering.
yeah.
But at some point, you had to go for computer engineering. Hmm.
Computer science was in my MSc.
Computer science. So how did
Yeah.
you move from mechanical engineering to computer science?
Um, the whole movement
That's
from
quite.
the whole movement from mechanical engineering to computer science, the bridge between it is my experience. You get, so like I said earlier, when I finished my mechanical engineering course, I straightforward started seeking knowledge in computer science area, which was the software development and all of that. So after doing like 2 years of experience in it, working as a software developer, I could now use my leverage my experience to apply for a computer science course and in my university. So that was how the transition happened.
So many persons who have this, they have this knowledge, or they think that when you study computer science in school, you're automatically a badass. Let me use that word when it comes to computer or programming. What do you think? What's your own take on that?
It depends on the individual. It varies from individual to individual. You get even
Mm.
something as even a course as easy as English. And then, sorry to use the word easy, right? It's not actually easy. English is not actually easy, but then I'm trying to you get what I'm trying to say. So something that
Yeah,
may
yeah.
not be too complex, something that you don't may not really need to think too much of. Even in that course, there are still some persons that are not as good as some people. Yes, so it actually depends on the individual. You can go through a course and come out as a bad as use your word, but you then also can go through a course and meanwhile you just nothing. There's actually no much difference between you and the other person that was outside. So it actually depends on the individual. It depends on how you take
Mm.
it.
Yeah, so basically that's just like hard work. You want to,
Yeah,
like they always say,
of
show
course,
working. If you want to show working, you have to put in the work. You have to work.
of course.
Okay. Let's talk about the challenges now. Now, so many persons are faced, or so many persons when they want to start up their tech journey or whatever, they find it quite difficult. It could be financial challenge, it could be something else, it could be anything. Now, I've heard people say if there are no challenges, it means maybe you're doing something off, and maybe the journey or the story won't even be interesting. So, what was your own challenge at the time? And I know you said something about laptop and your mobile device. So, what was your own challenge at the time?
Um, Challenge with starting or challenge after I started, which one are you referring to?
I don't mind. You can just tell us it too. Okay, let's just start with
Oh,
when you started.
okay. Sorry, before I started, after I started.
Before you started.
Before I started. Before I started, I think my major challenge then before I started was maybe my environment. My environment. Like I said, I
Mm.
I spent most of the year. I spent most of my early years in Ekboma in Edo State. So over there, you cannot be talking about software development. And again, remote job was not a thing like this then, right? So you can't be talking about software development. It's in my village, Ekpoma, there are almost no friend. There's almost no friend there that's into software development. So if you go and say you are studying to be a software developer in Nepoma, you are literally wasting your time, right? So, yeah. So, then I really didn't know. Like I told you, while I was working with one guy that was in Lagos then in via WhatsApp, we were just doing it. I was doing it with my phone, and I knew I was enjoying it, but I didn't know what I would use it for. I was asking this guy, "Is this JavaScript that we're doing now, what can we use it for?" He started naming some things, started name some things then that's good that we can use it for. But then I wasn't familiar with any of them. Like I said, my environment, you get. So I think that was majorly it for me. But then I knew that this thing is something that exists, so I had to start looking for knowledge. And immediately I was done with my whole school and NYC, I immediately moved out of that place, and then I went on to Lagos, and there I started knowing that, oh, so this thing is an actual thing, and people
Yeah,
are living this life. You get. So yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
starting, I would say my environment was one
A
of the
major
challenge
challenge.
then, and yeah, one of the challenge then that I would say. But in terms of device, I won't really say that a laptop was, or my phone then was a problem for me to start, because like I said, I wasn't sure. I didn't even know what it was used for. So I didn't know that, oh, laptop could actually enhance my learning, if you understand what I mean. So I didn't know,
Yeah,
yeah, laptop, because then I could do it with my phone, and it was working for me. WTV schools, you can do it with your phone if you try it out, especially the HTML and everything like that. So I could do it with my phone. It was working for me, so I felt okay with that. You get. So I was saying starting was the environment. So after I moved from my environment, and I knew that, knowing that, oh, there's some things that are actually not in place.
mm, that's a lot. I mean, that reminds me of the last person I brought to this event, and the person said something similar to what you just said. Environment is like a challenge. So when you get to when you are starting from a particular place where people or what you're doing is not actually what they are interested in, you feel like a loner in
Wasting your time.
that aspect. Yeah, like you're wasting your time. So that's like major challenge. Yeah. So when after you started, what other challenge was there any other challenge you faced?
Ah, after I started, I mean, the whole tech world is it's it's a challenge on its own, right? After I started, of course, yeah, lot of challenge. There were a lot of challenges for me then. Even now, I think the major challenge right now is, or I would say with a lot of developers, is staying updated with anything that you're doing. Because, for example, take front end developments, for example, like what I was doing initially. Before you're done learning this thing, I tell you that something else is out, and that thing that you're learning is almost not even as relevant as when you started it. You get. So I think that's like a major challenge in all of that. So yeah, I think that was majorly it. And yeah, I think that was majorly the issue.
We're talking about the challenges, and you were saying something before I went off. Can you just go over it again, especially the part where you were saying what happened after the challenges you faced
After
you
I started.
when you yeah after you started, yeah. Yeah.
After I started. Okay, I was saying that basically the challenge is I mean, even still what I face now, it's I think it's common in the whole tech industry, and that's with the whole update with softwares. Because
Mm.
while you are working on one thing, there's one guy somewhere that's working on something, you're just waiting to come and upload it, and
Mhm.
then it makes everything that you've been learning now look like you've wasted your time or obsolete. You get. So I think that's basically staying up to date with new release and new features and new tools.
Yeah,
You get. So yeah,
info information it's vital. Staying updated
yeah,
to current tech trends and all of that, it's vital, it's very
yeah.
important. Yeah. So let's talk about your Bincom story. Mm.
Okay.
How did Bincom come into the picture? So I've had people say stuff about Bincom and how they got to know about Bincom. Some persons just came online. Some persons they got it from a friend. A friend directed them. And how did you get to know about Bincom?
Mine is Google online. Mine is Google. To be fair, or to be from that, it's Google, because like I said, I did a second training in Ikeja, right? And that training started in January. and it was to end in March. It was a 3 months training, software development, which was
Mm,
the Django which you referenced earlier. So towards the end of my training, I was not seeking where I can get industrial experience, where I can get experience with what I've learned. You get. So
yeah.
I went online. I went online, Google, started searching for places that would take interns, right? And reached out to some persons, but then I found Google. I found Become in Google. Become and some other institution. I
Mm,
found Google, but then Become was because then I was still in Yanapaja, so Become was the closest to me in Yaba, so I couldn't go to Ireland since basically what I was looking for then was not really where I'll be paid. I just wanted the experience. So if I
yeah.
will not be paid in the job, there's no need traveling from Ikeja to Ireland to go and be getting the experience. And again, I was new in Lagos. Like I said earlier, I didn't know anywhere. I had nobody else to stay with. So I went for Become. So basically, I found Become in online Google search.
Mm, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you were looking for a place where you can lay your hands on experience. So it wasn't just about the certification, the whole. Because if it was just about it, I mean, there are apps you can go for courses on Udemy, Allison, and all of that. So you needed
Yeah.
a place where you can get your hands on experience, and
Yeah.
you
I need the
discovered
experience.
Bincom, or you
Yeah.
came across Bincom. Now,
Yeah.
how would you say that, because I know Bincom is a development center, is a place where people come, or where techies get experience, exposure, and all of that. How did it actually affect or advance or help you in the advancement of your career? Bincom, how did it do that for you?
Um, Become is like if you take out the training, so Become is like the beginning of my whole tech career. To be for right. So Become is like the beginning of. I hope you understand now why I say it's the beginning. So it's not
Mm,
like it's a thing that came in. So it's the beginning of my whole tech career because without the experience, I mean, after my time in Become, I could apply to companies with experience in my CV, not just
yeah.
personal projects. You understand? Not just personal projects or anything or words. I could now apply to Bincom with. I mean, I could now apply to companies with Bincom experience in my CV, right? So Bincom was like the door, the entrance to tech world for me. So yeah, it helped. It helped me.
That's it's really interesting. Yeah, you must say that's really interesting. Because not all companies these days want to even train techies. Yeah,
Yeah.
they just want to know what you can do and what you can offer. And if you can't, you can go and get your training from any other place. They don't mind. So um, people have actually said lot of stuff about Bincom. Actually, they've said lots of stuff about Bincom. So, and I know in Bincom there are some stuff you can do to help yourself improve. It could be personal training, it could be KD sessions, knowledge development, and all of that. Did you partake in any of those things? Did it help you?
Of course I did. I the kids section is compulsory for everybody every morning, right? So yes, I
Mhm.
did. And
You
I
didn't
thought one
forget.
time I was no, I can't forget because before I left there, I was like the one handling KD. You get, I was the
Oh,
one handling,
oh.
yeah, I was the one handling the session before I left. So yes, I did. I partook in
Mm.
them a lot, a lot. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, I
So
did.
the KD sessions, that's just like a platform where you teach people, or is that like another? The way me I see it though, they give you this platform to talk people and say stuff, teach them, and
In school there is this course I say general studies, something like that. General
mm,
studies, yeah. So that's like what KD session is. It's just come and impact people whatever knowledge you have. So it
yeah,
doesn't necessarily need to be career specific. It can be a life hack. It can be anything you get. So you just come and
yeah,
teach people. So that's how KD is.
that's nice. Talking about become community, what age would you say it gave you at the time?
Become community. For me personally, oh no. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Okay, doing the whole tech stuff, you networking cannot be overemphasized. It's very important. Yeah. So looking at that or having that in mind, how would you say um, the Beacom community gave you an edge in your career? What edge did it give you?
I think you've answered the question where which is the networking, right? And even recently, in Beacom I met a lot of people. I have a lot of friends that I still talk with from Beacom. Even last year I saw one guy in my school and I was looking at the guy like no, the guy was looking at me and the way he was looking at me, I felt like I think this guy knows me and I mentioned his name.
Mm.
Are you so so so? He said, "Hey, I'm looking at this face. I think I know you from somewhere. From where? From where?" And I said, "Bincom." Oh yeah, that's true, that's true. Yeah, so yeah, you meet a lot of great people. I have a lot of great people that I met in Bincom, and we are still in touch. We are still in touch today. We still talk today. So yeah, the good friends and the network that I have from Bincom has actually helped. And even recently, I was still able to leverage one of such in a role that I just got recently. I was still able to leverage one of those network, and yes, it's still helping me. Even it's still having
Mm.
positive impact for me even up to now.
That's wonderful. So networking is key. Beacom helped you get that network. Yeah. And now, before I forget, I think we're gradually coming to the end of this session. But before I forget,
Okay.
when you say when you say when you say your tech career started in Beacom, I remember you saying something about transitioning from Django to JavaScript. Can you tell us something about that? How was the
Oh
experience? Though I'm not in the programming, I'm not into the coding aspects, into the
yeah,
technical aspects. I'm into the
yeah.
business aspect. So, can you tell me how was it, or can you tell us rather how was the experience? What was it like? Was it like a whole new thing
Transitioning
altogether,
from
or Django to JavaScript?
yes, it was a whole new world. My training that I did before I joined Become was in full stack development, Django, which is like a Python framework. So it was in a Python track I did it, and then when I applied to Become, I got in. I got in, and then I was moved to the front end part of Become, which is the mobile app part of Become, and there
Mm.
I met Angular. What is this? What is this? Because so I met Angular, so that's where I was introduced to Angular, and I was given materials and videos and resources to learn to help me to bring me up to speed with the whole Angular thing. Yeah, so that was how the transitioning happened. So started from Python and then joined Bincom and found myself doing Angular and being focused more on JavaScript. And with time, I picked it up and I kind of loved it. So if you ask me, my
Okay.
default language is JavaScript. Yes, if I'm not doing any project, if I'm doing any project, I'll go for JavaScript. If I can do everything in JavaScript, I'll do it everything in JavaScript. But then if I need to do backend, maybe that's what I'm talking about. Okay, use the Python or maybe use an Express to get. So that's how the transitioning happens.
Mm. Interesting. Do you have any regrets?
You know, you know,
You don't. So the
no.
whole mm, it's been it's been a challenging ride. At some point, you had to transition into something different, and all of those things. Up till now, you have no regrets as to why you're even in tech. Yeah.
Oh, why am I take? No, nah,
Mm,
nah. I mean, so
that's
far,
nice.
no,
So,
not at all. Not at all.
what's like what's like your advice to persons who want to get into tech? What do you recommend? What's your recommendation for them?
Oh, you want to get into tech? Go for it. Go for it. Because it's like the booming or the happening thing now, right? And a lot of things are now becoming techy. Yes, any small business, any small thing is looking for how to implement tech. And I think it was this guy's Facebook. They just recently released their open source what's it called, AI model, right? And when I was watching one of the videos when Mark was talking, he said that he sees a future where AI is being part of every business you get. So AI is tech. So if you want to be in that, so just go for it. It's tech. Tech is like the future you get. So
That's like
as
the new
much as
deal
you
now.
can, yeah, as much as you can, really just go for it. Any part of it that you have interest in, that you have interest in, go for it. But then that doesn't mean that other parts of other sector of life or business or career is not good. If you have the interest in tech, go for it. That's it. Because without the interest, if you have interest in it, man, you will easily be demotivated and start asking yourself questions. You get so.
Eh, it's like a whole
Like you know, if business
different
is what
world
you love,
altogether.
if business is what you love, yeah, go for it, go for it. But then if tech is what you have interest in, go for it. So that's, I
Yeah.
mean, that's how I put it. That's how I say it.
Mm. That's nice. The last question: Are you open for mentorship at the time?
Currently,
Because I know, yeah, because most of our viewers they would want to connect with you, get hands-on stuff. I know some persons even want to do what you're doing, similar stuff to what you're doing. So, what do you think? Are you open for mentorship at the time?
if you use the word mentorship, it sounds like a lot of responsibility. You get, but yeah, yeah, it sounds like a lot of responsibility that I may not be able to right now currently. But if you need help with anything you need, you have a question you want to reach out, you have things that you want to clarify or talk about, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay,
Right. Yeah.
okay, okay. Wonderful. Yeah, it's been a wonderful session with you. I want to say thank you for coming on board and sharing one or two things with us in this space.
Thank you,
Um,
man.
uh, I think it's time we draw the curtain. Though network, we had little issues with network and all of that, but yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, feel free to reach out to Godswill, and if you have any challenges or any questions, feel free to reach out to him. He will be of help. Also, I want to say thank you again. It's nice
Yeah, no
having
problem.
having you here. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
So call it a day. Yeah. Mm, Thank
All
you
right.
and stay safe.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Bye.